Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Cassie. If you're new and if you're not, welcome back to another video. I'm so excited to finally be filming this wedding Q&A. It's been a long time coming, and I put a little question box on my Instagram and asked you guys to ask questions that you're curious about for our wedding. If you are new to my channel, or maybe you're not, I'll give some context. My fiance Matthew and I got engaged in February 13th actually, right before Valentine's Day, and we got engaged in Miami Beach, and it was just so amazing and so special. And we have been together for over 7 years now. So when we get married, we'll be together for about 8.5, and we're really excited. We are currently in the process of planning our wedding, which I will get into, and our wedding is next July. It's July 15th, 2023, and today is actually September 5th. So we've got a long ways to go, but I also feel like it's gonna come quick. So without further ado, I wanna get right into the questions. First, I do have to just comment. I am wearing this adorable bride sweatshirt that one of my friends, Natalia, sent me. So cute. It just says bride all over it. It's neutral, it's oversized, and I absolutely love it. I'll try to give you guys a full view, but she has a boutique, and this is where this is from. So I'll put it on the screen here. I can't remember the name. So I thought this was like very fitting for the video. And then also I'm drinking a little coffee, of course, and my sister-in-law, future sister-in-law and bridesmaid Skylar, got me this cup. It says Mrs. and then Matthew has the Mr. So we're just gonna get cozy today. I'm super excited to finally be filming this, and without further ado, let's get into the questions. Definitely a lot of questions about budget and just wedding costs in general, so maybe we could kind of start there. Someone asked, did you guys set up a budget beforehand? Yes, we did. I will say weddings these days post-COVID are absolutely outrageous with how much they cost. Even just like the essentials and the necessities are very expensive. So yes, we set up a budget. We are trying to stay within that budget, but it's definitely challenging, but we're doing a good job, I would say. We are super fortunate to have both of our parents helping us out with this wedding, but also Matthew and I will be paying for a portion of it as well. So we did set up a budget. I'll get into this a little bit more, but the venue that we decided to go with is very a la carte, which means it's not like an all-in-one venue. We don't just pay one fee and everything's included. They have certain aspects of the venue covered, like the bar and tables and chairs, but a lot of things are a la carte, and I am getting myself and just like hiring my own vendors. So that was a little bit more tricky with the budget because we could only like ballpark those numbers. But yeah, if you're planning a wedding right now, you know that it's unreal. Even just the necessities are unreal how expensive it is. But we're trying. My one friend said, is it more expensive than you ever imagined? It was for me, 110%. Like, they don't warn you. They don't warn you, so crazy. Someone asked, DJ or a band? So we decided to do a DJ. My fiance Matthew is actually in a band. He's a singer, so he works full-time as a financial advisor, and then he's in a band part-time, like he does on the weekends and nights. And so he is like around live music all the time, and we definitely love live music and we love bands, but we personally both just wanted a DJ. One, because they are a lot more cost effective, and two, because they can play all types of music, so many different varieties. We know that we're gonna need someone who can do like more classical music, and then obviously the ceremony music, and then dinner music, and then evening we want like super fun party music. And not that a band could not do that, but we just personally both preferred a DJ. So we ended up going with a DJ here in Buffalo. He was actually the first person I booked outside of our venue, and I'm really excited. His name's Noah. He's really great, and we're excited to work with him. Vendors you're most excited to work with? I would say at this moment, I am the most excited to work with my venue because the two girls that own it, Sam and Steph, are just absolutely amazing, and I've heard nothing but wonderful and positive feedback about them. And I've obviously been working with them since we booked the venue in March. So really excited to work with them, and also our photographer. I have had my heart set on this photographer like ever since I saw her work. She is so bright and airy and white, and like that is definitely the style of photography that I wanted. and she is the most incredible person to work with so far. She's given me an amazing like wedding website, all of the vendor recommendations, timeline for your day, pros and cons of a first look. She has really gone above and beyond, and we haven't even really worked with her just yet, but I did obviously like secure her and gave her a deposit, and I'm so excited to work with her. She's been incredible. I text and call her all the time just because I am trying to like finalize our wedding itinerary, which I did finalize and I'll explain to you guys, and she's just been really amazing. Her name is Nicole Gatto, and she's local to the Buffalo area. So we booked her and her husband for the whole day. Her husband will be with Matthew and the guys the majority of the day when they're getting ready, and then Nicole will be with me and my bridesmaids and family, and then we'll all come together. And so yeah, I'm really pumped to work with her. Kind of goes hand in hand with this. Someone asked, where are you getting married? So we are getting married at the Annex. It's in Chaffee, New York, which is about an hour from Buffalo, 45 minutes depending on where you live. And the funny story about this venue is it's a new venue, I will say. I think it's only been around for about 2 years. They were building it during COVID, so it hasn't had a ton of weddings. But I remember last summer, Matthew and I were driving to Rushford Lake, which is kind of out that way, and we passed it. And I was like, Matthew, I don't know what that place is. I don't know if it's a wedding venue. I'm not sure, but it completely like starstruck me. And I was like, we need to go and look at that place when we get engaged, and like that is it. And to this day, we got engaged February 13th, and we were at that venue like literally 3 days after we got engaged when we got home, and we were looking at it and like signed and put the deposit down like right away, because I just knew right when we passed it, it just was so beautiful. It's on a huge area of land, but it's like a big blank slate. I'll put some photos up here, but it's a gorgeous venue. It's all white. It has wooden beams, really great natural lighting, huge windows, huge backyard, so much space, so much land, and so much character to it, but also super simple and modern and exactly what I wanted in a venue. And it just spoke to me. We had a tour there with Sam and Steph, who own it, and they were nothing but amazing. We had a bottle of rosé, and we were like touring the whole venue, and we were there for like 2 hours, and I just knew like immediately when I walked in, like that was the venue we were meant to get married at. We looked at 2 other ones besides the Annex, and neither of them felt right. Both beautiful, but we just knew the Annex was our place, and I'm so excited. Every time I go there, I just feel like so at home, and it just feels very aligned with Matthew and I, and we are so excited and love it. It's a very special place. How did you know your dress was the one? So I went dress shopping back in May with Matthew's mom, my future mother-in-law Judy, my parents, or just my mom, and then my 2 sisters. And I tried on a total of, I want to say 6 or 7 dresses, and I was between 2 of them. But anyways, I tried on the dresses and I loved them all. I ended up going to Lovely Bride in Rochester, New York. I think it's a chain. I know that they have them like all over, I believe. They don't have one in Buffalo, so we drove to Rochester, which is like, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. Really good experience there, by the way. And I tried on like 7 dresses. The first one I tried on was pretty, but like not for me. The second one I tried on, I loved, and I thought that was going to be my dress. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like this is it. I love it so much. I am definitely wearing a veil. That's another question. Yes, I'm wearing a veil. Put the veil on, and I was like, oh my God, this is so nice. I love it. But like I have 7 others that I want to try. So let's wait to see, 6 or 7, I can't remember. So then I kept trying other ones on, and they were so beautiful, but I just really wanted to feel like a bride, and some of them I just didn't feel like were for me. And then there was this other one I tried on, and when you're trying on the dresses, you go into like this little room, and there's curtains that go around you, and you're like on this pedestal. Well, where I went, and she gave me the dress, I put it on, and it wasn't one that I originally went in thinking I'd buy. It's the most beautiful dress ever. It's the one I decided to choose, but it's not the one I thought I was going to choose. So anyways, I put it on, and the curtains were around me, so like my family hadn't seen me in it yet, and I just like took a pause. I was like, oh my gosh, can you give me a minute? The girl who was helping me, and I just like took a minute to myself, and I like got really emotional and like teared up. I'm like, oh my God, this is the dress, and I just loved it. It's not one that I thought I was going to get, but when I put it on, like I really felt like a bride, and I really felt like me, but elevated, like the next version of me, like as a wife. And I just loved it so much. So I was going back and forth between that one and the second one I tried on just to make sure I was certain, and like obviously when I opened the curtains, like everybody loved it, and this was the only one I think my sister or my mom cried at. The one that I decided to go with. So we were kind of going back and forth, and my other sister Liz, she was like, you need to go into the room with both of them on and see which one makes you feel most like a bride. Like, which do you feel most confident in? Which do you feel like most beautiful in? Like, what feels like you? So that's what I did. I kind of went into the room by myself and tried both of them on, and I just knew. So I pick up my dress hopefully in end of September, early October, and I'm so excited. Does Matthew give his input? I know most guys typically don't care. So Matthew definitely is more laid back with the whole wedding planning. He comes into play with budget, of course. He's a financial advisor, so like he's really, really good with numbers, and I trust his opinion like 110%. The logistics of the day, so whether we're getting married at a church or the venue or food, like he's definitely more interested in those kinds of things, but the details and all the other stuff that's like more creative, he really doesn't mind. I will say he's been amazing at support, like to help me plan the wedding, but I've definitely taken on the wedding planning like fully myself, which by the way is a lot of work. I feel like it's a full-time job, but he's been great and he's super supportive and helpful when I need him, but he doesn't really care about a lot of things. He cares most about like the food and the music and the drinks and like just making sure everybody that day has a good time and like we're enjoying ourselves too. So he has been really great because he's super flexible, but if I need help or like his input, he's always there, which I really appreciate as well. Did you hire a wedding planner or planning it yourself? Kind of goes with my last thing. I ended up hiring a day of coordinator and then 6 weeks out from the wedding. So originally I looked into hiring a wedding planner just to see what budget was gonna look like. I have never planned a wedding before. I'm the first out of my 2 sisters to get married. So there's 3 of us, and my parents have never planned a wedding. Matthew has 2 brothers who have planned a wedding, but on my side, I'm the first. So I literally had no idea what to do when we got engaged. I mean, I knew we had to get a venue, and Google and YouTube and all of that is like super helpful. But I looked into a few wedding planners and we just felt like not that it was a waste of money, but with the budget we had, we wanted to allocate that money elsewhere. And so we decided not to hire a full-on wedding planner, but we did hire a day of coordinator, and then she's also doing 6 weeks out. The venue that we chose actually requires that you have someone day of doing all of the planning and the coordinating, just because it is a very like a la carte venue. So they don't have anyone on site that actually plans it or like manages it. The girls who own it do, but they do require that you have someone that's like completely attentive to you in your wedding. So that being said, I hired somebody. She is a friend of mine. She did my friend's wedding. I've met her before and she's really amazing. She's super organized. But she doesn't really come into play until 6 weeks out and the day of, which I'm super grateful for, but I have been doing all the planning myself. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I've been super stressed. I'm really excited, and my mom's been helpful, Matthew's mom and Matthew, but like ultimately I'm definitely planning the whole thing myself. And I don't wanna say, like I definitely have help. I don't want it to act like nobody helps me, but I am like in the driver's seat of the plans, I guess you could say. So it's a lot. I feel like I work a full-time job on top of my full-time job, on top of YouTube and everything else I'm doing, and I'm definitely getting a little burnt out, but I do feel like at this point that I'm at, I've hired all the big things, which I'm really grateful for. My save the dates are going out tomorrow. We've got our guest list. So like I've gotten all the big major things, which was really stressful before. But yeah, no full-on wedding planner. I'm super organized myself anyways, so I don't really feel like I needed one, but it is nice to have guidance of somebody who's done this in the past. And Emily, my planner, is really great. So I'm able to like just ask her questions if I need it, but I am just like hiring all my own vendors and everything right now. What are your colors and how many people are you having in it? So colors, super minimal. Everything's gonna be white and greenery for the flowers. I am definitely a very minimal kind of gal myself, and that's what I really loved about this venue, because it was super simple and minimal but elegant and classy, and I loved the overall design of it. So colors wise, it's gonna be just very neutral, a lot of whites and then greenery for the flowers, and then the bridesmaids are gonna be wearing a really pale like blush pink, and then Matthew and his groomsmen are gonna be wearing a dark charcoal gray. So it goes really well together, but the overall like aesthetic and design of the wedding is gonna be just like really, really neutral. I am having the girls wear blush pink, but like nothing in the venue is gonna be blush pink. All the flowers are gonna be white and green, and then signage and all of that, just like very elegant, classy, minimal, neutral. And then how many people are you having in it? We have a really large wedding party. So we have 9 bridesmaids and 9 groomsmen, and then Matthew and I, and then the flower girl and the ring bearer. So we definitely have a large wedding party. I would say it's 20 people between the bridesmaids, the groomsmen, Matthew and myself, and then 3 for the flower girl and the ring bearers. So yeah, definitely a larger wedding party than we thought. When we were picking who we wanted in the wedding party, we had like a number we were trying to stick with, but then we wanted other people, and it was just like a really tough decision to make because we both have really large families. So just in my party alone, I have, let me count, 2, 4, 6 family members, and he has around the same too. And then we also wanted friends. So eventually it just became 9 and 9, and we're definitely really excited for it. All the people that are in it are super close to us, and we've been friends with or family with for a really long time, and they've been in our lives for years. So we're really excited, but it's gonna be a big party, but it'll be fun. Another question about budget. How did you determine your wedding budget? So we determined it by what we were able to afford between all 3 families. And then also I tried to get just like a better understanding of how much it costs in 2022 and 2023 to plan a wedding, which is a lot more than like when our parents got married. So it was definitely not tough to plan the budget, but we did like the best that we could. And like I said, things are definitely a little bit more expensive than we thought, but we're still doing really well with it. You're never gonna know exactly how much your wedding is going to cost, but if you can talk to different people and talk to a lot of different vendors and venues and get a ballpark, that can help you with where to start. And then obviously whatever you're able to afford on your end helps to have that number too. What's been the most fun part of planning the wedding? I think the most fun part is probably like the design of it, and like hiring different vendors like the photographer and the videographer, and the wedding party is also really fun. Like asking my bridesmaids was really, really enjoyable. But also Matthew and I are just trying to like take it in and really be present in the moment and like enjoy this time of being engaged, because we've been engaged since February. It's already September and it's literally flown by, and I feel like this wedding is going to come sooner than we anticipate. I've really enjoyed talking to my different vendors, and just like thinking about the day itself makes me so excited and finally be married to Matthew. We have been together for, like I said, over 7 years, and I'm just like so excited to continue and start our life together in this next journey for us. So I'm really excited about that, and just like the overall like design and planning of it has been fun, like picking certain things, but there's definitely like stressful parts of it too. Another question she asked, what's been the most stressful aspect about planning? 2 things, budget and guest list. Stressful. We have really large families. My family alone is very large. Matthew's family is very large. We have 2 big Italian families, and then we ourselves have like 70 people from just our friends. So the guest list has been stressful, because if you don't have an infinite budget, you can't have an infinite guest list. And also I don't want to invite and have more than 200 people at our wedding. 200 is like the number we chose on. We ended up inviting, I think, around 240. But a lot of people are like out of town, and so I know that there's sometimes like you don't get everyone you invited. I'm hoping we land between like 210, 220, 200 was what I really wanted. But guest list has been like fun but really stressful, because you don't want to hurt people's feelings, but also like you don't have an infinite budget, and I also don't want to walk into this wedding and not know half the people sitting there. And like I mentioned, we have really big families. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. And then budget is definitely stressful, because what you think something's gonna cost is literally like 15 times that. So yeah, like I said, we're working through both of those things, but they've been stressful. First look. Okay, so we are not doing a first look. Ever since I got engaged, and ever since I just thought about our wedding in general, I've been very, very, very against a first look. I did not want to do one. I know that they make the day a lot more seamless and they're more convenient, but there's just something about seeing him as soon as I walk down the aisle for the first time that I just think is really special, and I think is right for him and I. I know a first look can be right for some couples, and that is absolutely okay and amazing if it's for you, but for him and I, we just are really strongly against doing a first look, and we felt like it wasn't for us. So I had a really difficult time trying to plan our day and just the schedule by not doing a first look, because I didn't want to do a first look and I didn't want to miss our cocktail hour. So that was really challenging, but ultimately we figured it out. We decided we're not getting married at a church. We're gonna get married at the venue itself and do cocktail hour and then the reception right after. And we ended up just doing a longer cocktail hour. So we do an extended cocktail hour of an hour and a half instead of just an hour. And what we're planning on doing is we're gonna do photos beforehand, but it's just gonna be with the bridesmaids or the groomsmen. So like I'll do all my photos with my bridesmaids before and my family, and he will do the same, so we won't see each other. And then we'll have the ceremony. That's the first time we'll see each other, no first look, and then we're gonna do photos after, but our photos should only be 45 minutes to an hour, so that way we can catch the tail end of the 30 minutes of the cocktail hour. That was stressful for me to find out, because I was like strongly against doing a first look and strongly against missing our cocktail hour, because everybody says it's like the best part of the wedding. And I was talking to my photographer actually, and I just like came up with the plan, and she helped me to do an extended cocktail hour so we could get 30 minutes of it and then do our photos before without like the bride and groom, so we didn't have to do the first look. So that is our itinerary wedding plan. Hopefully it goes to plan. I've got it like all mapped out in my head, like literally like 2:30, 2:35, 2:36, like crazy. And again, like nothing against a first look if that's for you and your husband or your partner. I know it makes the day a lot more seamless and you can get all the photos done before, but we decided against it. Where is your batch party? I'm not sure yet. I think I'm gonna keep it a secret. I haven't decided 100%, but I do have a place in mind that I want to go to. So more to come there, but it's definitely a warm environment. It's a warm climate. Because I'm like planning the wedding and I don't have like a legit wedding planner, I'm really trying to do things in chunks right now. And like the wedding itself is what I'm trying to do fully right now. And then I'm gonna move on to the Bachelorette probably in like a month or two. But yeah, more to come there. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it a secret or not yet, but it's probably gonna be somewhere warm. Paper or electronic invitations / RSVPs. So we are doing paper invitations, and we did paper save the dates. Actually, let me show you what the save dates look like. Hold on. So I customized everything through Minted, and I've had such a good experience there, by the way. I did our save the dates. Our guest list is like I uploaded the spreadsheet. You can do RSVPs on there. I'm gonna do our actual invitations, but here is how our save the dates came out. I love them so much. This is a picture from our engagement photo shoot that we did in Miami, actually right after we got engaged. And then the back has like all of the wedding details and then like a QR code for our wedding website and all of that. So these are what I did on Minted. So everything's gonna be paper, but RSVPs I'm probably gonna do electronic. There are some like older people that aren't comfortable with doing RSVPs electronic, so I'll be able to do like snail mail for them. But everybody else I would prefer electronic, just because it makes everything so much easier for us, because you get it right away and then you can see like what people want to eat and it doesn't take long, and I don't know, I just feel like it's a lot easier. Veil or no veil? Definitely veil. I'm gonna wear it during the ceremony and then I'll take it off for the reception. Where did you get your dress? Lovely Bride, Rochester, New York. Highly recommend. What are some things you were really looking for in a venue? So that's a good question. In terms of the venue, I wanted something that was not cookie cutter. I did not want to do something that I feel like everyone and their mothers have done. I wanted a venue that felt like Matthew and I, and I wanted something that was like really bright and had a lot of windows, and something that was really white and just like a blank slate, so I could do whatever I wanted with it. Like there wasn't a lot of decor or anything already, just so I could kind of like control the design. And I wanted something with a lot of land. We decided on this venue, well, for a lot of different reasons, but the outdoor area is unreal. And it has like an outdoor indoor kind of feel, but primarily indoor, but the backyard is like amazing. You'll see, I'll put up photos here so you guys can see. But we just loved how much space it had. It just felt like so warm and inviting and so casual and not like stuffy, and just like a really big open room. A lot of like natural lighting and big windows and just like really open. So I just loved that. I didn't want something that was like really dark and choppy with the different rooms, and I wanted something that had an outdoor experience. We were looking at 3 places, the Annex and then 2 others, and one of them was downtown, and we didn't love it because right when you walk outside, you're like in the city. And Matthew and I are just like not city people at all. We wanted an outdoor experience. So that is what we looked for. And then like I mentioned, just like a place that felt really open and inviting to our guests and just like super fun. And we just had an overall really good experience with the venue we chose. I will say the venue is an hour away, so we are doing room blocks at a hotel nearby, and we're gonna do a transportation, like a shuttle to and from, so those who are staying overnight don't have to drive. But for our other guests who are not staying overnight, they'll drive down and then just drive back. But we are doing, it's not like a destination by any means, but it's also like not around the corner, so we are gonna have like hotel accommodations available as well. Where is the venue? It's in Chaffee, New York. Like I mentioned, the Annex. And the wedding is July 15th, 2023. It's a Saturday. Are you excited? Yes, I'm so excited. Every time I think about it, I'm just like light up. And like I mentioned, I feel like it's so far away, but also like the summer went by so quick. So I feel like the wedding's gonna come up really quick too. But yeah, I'm literally ecstatic. I cannot wait. I can't wait for the wedding, but I'm just like more so excited to like finally marry Matthew. We've been together for so long and we have just really grown with each other, and we've started our life like 100%, but like this is just gonna be like a new chapter for us, and I just can't wait to finally like marry him, and I'm so excited. Thing you're most excited about and thing you're most worried about. Something I'm the most excited about is probably just having all the people that we love in one room together, like celebrating Matthew and I's love. We are so fortunate to have like such amazing people in our life between our family and our friends, and to think that we're all gonna have them like in one room with us on a day that we're like joining our lives together like makes me so excited. I'm not really worried about anything, to be honest. I feel like when the day comes, the day is gonna come and I'm not gonna be able to control anything. And I also don't really want to be in that situation and like in that spot. So I'm not worried about anything. Obviously, like, you know, nobody wants rain on their wedding day. But the nice thing about the Annex is they have an outdoor area, but it's covered. And then they also have an outdoor area that's not covered. So God forbid it rains, we can be covered or we can go inside. I love the inside of the venue just as much, so I would not be mad about that. But I'm not worried about anything because I feel like whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And at the end of the day, it's not about any of those things. It's about Matthew and I and our love and like finally getting married. And I also don't want to put like bad juju out there. So not worrying about that. Not even putting that out there. A lot of people are asking about songs that we chose. We've only selected one song, and I have one that I want to do like while I'm walking down the aisle in between two of them. And I'm definitely gonna keep that a secret. I haven't even told Matthew it. I'm probably not gonna tell anyone it, but I'm between two of them and I love it. First dance songs, we haven't figured out that either. So we're still like deciding that. Someone asked buffet or plated. We're doing plated dinner service. So we're gonna do like pasta apps and a charcuterie spread, and then we're gonna do plated dinner service and then dessert, cake, late night food, all of that kind of stuff too. Did you end up hiring a videographer? Yes, I did. I was kind of going back and forth between a little bit if I wanted to do a videographer or just a photographer or both. And I decided to hire a videographer. I just felt like you only get married once. I really wanted somebody there to like capture the day in a more like professional setting. I am gonna have one of my good friends' sister there like with my vlog camera, because I also kind of want like vlog footage too. But I ended up hiring a videographer just because I feel like one day I'll regret not having one. And like I mentioned, it's only one day. I never wanted to like regret not having those moments and like that day captured. So I ended up hiring somebody that I know actually. He's like a friend of mine and he has like amazing work, and he did one of my friend's weddings, and I'm really excited to work with him too. All right guys, that's all of the questions. I hope I answered everything, and if there's anything else you're curious about, feel free to drop them in the comments down below, or you can message me on Instagram. I know there's a lot of people out there that might be watching this who are brides to be themselves, or they just got engaged, or maybe they're getting engaged and they might have questions. I know when I was planning the wedding, I was watching a ton of these kinds of videos because I wanted to just get like different perspectives from people who are like in the wedding planning process, and then people who've also already gotten married and advice that they had. So if there's anything else, please don't hesitate to reach out. But I really hope you enjoyed seeing this video. I'm gonna have more like wedding content definitely coming now since we're like 10 months out. My bridesmaids video is gonna be coming very soon of how I've asked all of them. I only have 2 more to ask, and by the time you're seeing this, I think they'll all have been asked. So that's gonna be coming up pretty soon, and I'll obviously keep you in the loop and involved in the wedding planning process. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you submitted questions, thank you for doing that as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Love you so much. I look forward to more wedding planning content coming soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I upload every single Friday. And yeah, follow me on Instagram. I'm always posting live updates over there as well, and TikTok. So, all right, love you guys. Bye.